Well, hi folks, it's time to start planting a bit of stuff out, believe it or not. So I'm going to be planting out today my overwintering onions, and the varieties I'm going to use are Sensu Yellow and Electric, which are the red ones. I grew these two varieties last year. I had some really good results, so it's about time to plant them now. It's just coming up to the end of September, early October time, so it's about the right time to plant them out. There's still a bit of warmth in the soil, and you don't need any sort of special soil for sets, but just prepare it, add a bit of compost and a tiny bit of fertiliser. You don't want to add a lot of fertiliser, because for things growing over winter, if you add too much fertiliser, they get a bit too much of a lush growth on them, and then they suffer when if we do get any harsh frost or anything. So you just put a tiny bit in just to get them going, and then the idea is just to sort of let them tick over winter, and then they'll pick up in spring. So like I say, I'll get on, I'll show you how I've done it. But basically the soil is just an old bed from summer. I've just dug it over a tiny bit, made it into a nice tilth, added about just 1 ounce of blood fish and bone, so very little fertiliser, and I'm just going to be planting these maybe 9-10 inches apart in the rows and 6 inches apart between the onions. So I'll get on and just show you how easy it is to do. So the first thing to do when you get your sets is just check through them. If you get any like that are already sprouting, just bin those, they're no good. If you get some that look a little bit on the mouldy or soft side, bin those too, and just plant, just plant the best ones. They don't have to be big ones. I've grown them before and they were absolutely, I was planting them the tiniest ones and I got some of the best onions I've ever grown. So it's not a matter of planting just the big ones. As long as they're firm and not sprouting, they're good to go. So I'll just show you how easy it is. It's just like planting spring sets really. So I've just got a little measure on, just a little tape measure, just so I get the first row right, and then I'll just copy it. But it couldn't be easier. If you look at your set, it's got a blunt end where the roots will come out of or grow into the soil, and a pointed end which the shoots will come out of. So it's just a matter of shoving the blunt end in, so just the tip of the pointed end is sticking out of the soil. So it couldn't be easier. It's one of the easiest jobs there is. Like I say, I'm planting these 6 inches apart in the row and about 10 inches apart, well, between the rows. And it's just so easy, look. Pointed end upwards, so the tip is just sticking out of the soil, and the roots will grow from the bottom. Couldn't be easier. So like I say, I grow these because they are about, up to about 6 weeks earlier than the spring planted ones, which means you can get your ground, you can use your ground for something else a bit earlier. What I did this year was to got these up about the end of June, early July, and then I planted some turnips, which are to the left of me, because otherwise if I'd have just pulled my onions up like this time of year, well, not this time of year, but end of August, when you usually pull them up, there's not really any time in the season to get anything in. And if these for any reason do go belly up over winter, then you can still plant them, your spring planted ones, in autumn anyway, in spring anyway. So I just like doing it because it frees up a bit of garden a bit earlier before the end of summer, so you can actually get a little bit of a late cropping, like some turnips or something that grows quite quickly. So I'll just get on and finish the rest of these, and I'll just show you what it looks like, and that's another job done. So that's it done, folks. I've planted 50 of each now. It's only taken me about 5 minutes, because like I said, all you do is you just pop them in. If your soil's fine enough, you don't have to make a little dibber hole or anything, just push them in. If you've got hard soil, I would make a little dibber hole, because you don't want to squash the root plate. But like I said, this has been tilled a bit. So I've got 24 of each in there. That's my turnips that'll be coming out this winter. Another 21 next to those. And then I had some spare ones. I've chucked about another 13 there, which is this year's Marra, where I grew my Marra, and where I'll be growing it next year, but they should be out before the Marra plant reaches that. So that's about it, folks. Planting out this year's overwintering red and yellow onion sets. Couldn't be easier. See you later.